From teammates nearly throwing punches to World Cup dreams shattered by pure selfishness, football has given us moments where individual greed destroyed everything. These aren't just team players refused to pass and it backfired. These are moments that ended friendships, cost trophies, and left entire nations heartbroken. Buckle up for 30 moments that prove sometimes the biggest enemy isn't the opposition, but selfishness. And at number 30 was when Ronaldinho went on one of his trademark runs, rounded the keeper, sat the defender down, and just as he was about to score one of the best goals of his career, his teammate came sliding in to steal it. Even Ronaldinho, being as humble as he is, celebrated like nothing happened. But if you think stealing from a legend's bad, wait until you see what happens when players fight over penalties. After winning a free kick, Belenda literally snatched the ball away from his teammate as he prepared to take it. After disrespecting him like that, everyone expected him to at least hit the target. Instead, he embarrassed himself completely. Sometimes karma comes instantly. Speaking of instant karma, this next penalty situation got messy real quick. The Dutch striker had 3 players to pass to with everything lined up perfectly. But he made the worst decision possible and went for the goal himself. His teammates' reaction said it all. Pure disbelief. When selfishness meets poor execution, you get moments like these. But individual mistakes are nothing compared to team-wide chaos. In a match against Everton, Cole Palmer, Madueke, and Nicholas Jackson literally fought over who would take a penalty. 3 grown men arguing like children while the entire Premier League watched. Captain had to send 2 of them away. Sometimes too many cooks really do spoil the broth. From penalty chaos to celebration confusion, players find creative ways to mess things up. Despite being Manchester United's captain and leading 2-0 in the cup final, Bruno Fernandes refused to pass to Sancho and opted to score himself. Being a captain, he should have put the team first. Casemiro had to remind him of this after the game. Leadership means knowing when to share the glory. But sometimes the pressure of big moments makes players do stupid things. Despite not being the designated penalty taker, Richarlison grabbed the ball and refused to give it to Calvert-Lewin. His teammates literally had to bundle him out of the penalty area. When Lewin scored, Richarlison refused to celebrate, acting like he wasn't part of the team. From penalty drama to pure delusion, some players live in their own reality. Bruno Fernandes crossed the ball, and Ronaldo claimed he scored with a header. The replay showed he didn't even touch the ball. There was 0 contact. CR7 still celebrated like he'd scored the goal of the century. Adidas had to release a statement with ball technology proving he never touched it. When delusion meets technology, technology always wins. Speaking of World Cup moments, this next miss changed everything. During a friendly, Balotelli was put clean through on goal, but instead of shooting, he decided to do a roulette that embarrassingly went out of play. His coach substituted him immediately. Sometimes showing off backfires spectacularly, but individual showboating is nothing compared to ignoring open teammates. Sterling had Nicholas Jackson and Cole Palmer wide open in a 3-on-1 situation, but took the shot himself. It was saved, squandering a golden opportunity. Palmer and Jackson were incredulous that Sterling didn't pass. When you have a numbers advantage and still mess it up, that's peak selfishness. From wasted advantages to wasted partnerships, some player relationships never recover. Earlier in the match, Lukaku had been ignored when he was wide open. Later, when Havertz was unmarked, Lukaku got his payback by not passing and taking too long on a shot. The play resulted in nothing. Sometimes, revenge makes you just as selfish as the person who wronged you, but team chemistry issues pale in comparison to what happened at PSG. After giving away his shirt and shorts to fans, the Chelsea player walked back to the changing room in just his underwear, like it was normal. While generous, it showed how some players don't think things through. From poor judgment to poor execution, this striker's miss defied physics. The striker rounded the keeper, had an empty goal in front of him, and somehow missed the ball completely. Not the goal, the ball. He could have literally walked it in, but instead performed the most spectacular air swing in football history. Sometimes the pressure of an easy finish makes players do the impossible, miss everything. Speaking of missing everything, wait until you see this goalkeeper's brain freeze. The keeper casually picked up the ball outside the penalty area like he was collecting groceries. The moment he realized his mistake, he just stood there holding a ball with that, "What have I done?" expression. Even took his gloves off before the red card arrived. Sometimes the basic rules escape even professionals. From rule confusion to role confusion, this striker forgot his position. Anthony had 3 players in the box for simple tap-ins against Red Betis, but decided to chip the keeper instead. The ball went over the bar and the chance was squandered. His teammates couldn't believe he didn't make the obvious pass. When you complicate the simple, you usually fail. But European failures are nothing compared to domestic disasters. Against Real Madrid in the Champions League semifinal, Mahrez had the ball and could pass to Phil Foden, who was wide open. Instead, he opted for a near-post shot that missed the target. Pep was fuming, jumping off his seat to complain. Even Mahrez realized his mistake on the pitch. When your manager almost storms onto the field, you know you messed up. From coach fury to teammate fury, some arguments get physical. During a counterattack, Icardi refused to play the ball to his teammate Osvaldo and ended up wasting the opportunity. Furious at his selfishness, Osvaldo charged at Icardi almost like he wanted to knock him out. Teammates had to prevent things from escalating further. When selfishness leads to violence, you know things have gone too far. But physical confrontations are nothing compared to public humiliation. With penalties looming in the cup final, the coach wanted to substitute Kepa for their penalty expert. But in a bizarre show of disobedience, Kepa refused to come off. After blatantly disrespecting his coach in front of the world, he put up a disastrous performance and handed Man City the victory. Sometimes insubordination has immediate consequences. From goalkeeper disasters to strike disasters, some misses haunt us forever. Kyle Walker found himself in the box with Haaland making a perfect run in the middle. Instead of passing, Walker took a shot that went over the bar. The Norwegian striker couldn't believe he hadn't been given the ball for an easy tap-in. Haaland was furious with Walker, who quickly apologized for his poor decision-making. When you ignore one of the world's best strikers, expect consequences. Speaking of consequences, the next moment broke up a legendary partnership. During a match against Burnley, Mo Salah refused to pass to a wide-open Maine and instead turned into traffic. This infuriated Maine, who continued venting his anger on the bench despite being substituted. The Egyptian selfishness created visible tension in Liverpool's deadly front three. When ego destroys chemistry, everyone suffers. But Liverpool's problems were small compared to this national team disaster. When the first real opportunity fell to Jota against Hungary, he refused to pass to Ronaldo, who was clearly in a much better position to score. Ronaldo was perfectly placed and furious at being ignored. Sometimes respecting the legend is more important than personal glory. From Euro disasters to Premier League heartbreak, some misses cost everything. An attempted through pass fell to Foden, who had 2 options: blast it past the goalkeeper or slide it to Haaland for an easy tap-in. He chose wrong and cost his team the opportunity. When you have the best striker in the world making a run, you pass. Simple as that. But simple passes become complicated when egos get involved. Cristiano was wide open and unmarked, but Bruno Fernandes chose to shoot instead of passing to CR7. Frustrated, Ronaldo shook his head, knowing he would have had an easy tap-in. When you ignore the greatest goal scorer of all time, you better score yourself. He didn't. From club legends to international legends, this World Cup moment shocked everyone. With a teammate alone in front of an empty net, Bap tried to outsmart the defender and keeper instead of passing. He was fouled in the box but missed the penalty that followed. Sometimes trying to be clever costs you twice. We're entering the top 7 now, and these moments changed football history. After a brilliant play, Aguero tapped the ball towards the net, but Sterling kicked it in just before it crossed the line. Aguero was stunned by Sterling's unnecessary touch. The ball was already going in. Sometimes greed makes you steal goals that weren't even yours to take. From stolen goals to stolen dreams, this penalty fight ended careers. 2 teammates argued over a penalty, and when the referee gave them both yellow cards, it meant a sending off for Hands of Fame, who had already won. Even after being sent off, he still wanted to attack his own teammate. This is the most selfish thing ever seen on a football pitch, willing to hurt your own team over personal glory. But individual madness pales compared to this team implosion. Bap missed a penalty. Then, when PSG got another, he literally took the ball out of Neymar's hands. Not only did Bap miss again, but when Neymar scored the retake, he refused to celebrate. This was the beginning of their feud that ultimately led to Neymar leaving for Saudi Arabia. When ego destroys super teams, everyone loses. From super team destruction to international heartbreak. When Bap was substituted after Neymar repeatedly refused to pass to him, the first thing he did was call Neymar an idiot on the bench. Cameras caught everything. This public argument sparked the end of PSG's super team experiment and showed how selfishness can poison even the most talented squads. But team chemistry issues are nothing compared to crushing national dreams. Ronaldo tried multiple times to claim Bruno Fernandes's goal at the 2022 World Cup, even saying it touched his hair. Despite video evidence and ball technology proven otherwise, he persisted. The desperation to claim glory on football's biggest stage showed how selfishness can make legends look foolish, from World Cup delusions to World Cup eliminations. Cristiano Ronaldo was about to score a historic goal when Nani tried to steal the spotlight. The worst part? Nani was offside. So not only did he ruin Ronaldo's goal, but he hurt the entire team. Just look at Ronaldo's face after that play. Pure devastation. When you steal from greatness and ruin it for everyone, that's peak selfishness. And finally, the moment that proves individual greed can destroy entire nations' dreams. In the 2018 World Cup semifinal against Croatia, Harry Kane had a golden opportunity to pass to a wide-open Raheem Sterling, but opted for a weak shot instead. On the rebound, he took another poor shot. The missed opportunity contributed directly to England's elimination from the World Cup. One selfish moment cost an entire nation their dreams of reaching a World Cup final. Sometimes individual greed destroys collective glory forever. These 30 moments prove selfishness in football doesn't just hurt you, it destroys everything around you. These moments remind us that football is the ultimate team sport. The beautiful game becomes ugly really quickly when players put personal glory above collective success. Which moment made you the angriest? Drop it in the comments and smash that subscribe button, because in football, there's always another selfish moment waiting to break our hearts.